This comes from Support Good and Righteousness. He says, we love and respect all the messengers of Allah. Moses, David, Solomon, John, and Jesus, or okay, he's given the Arabic and the English names. John and Jesus. Please do not to listen blasphemy against the messengers of Allah. So Muslims respect all the messengers, but we don't respect Muhammad. So a couple things there. Guys, do Muslims really respect all the messengers of God, or do they just respect what one person says about everyone else?
So what do you say, CP, about that? How do you respond to this man's accusations?
When Khadija was in the bed of death, he said to her, send my greeting to my wives in heaven. Khadija, she looked at him and she said, did you marry women before me? Muhammad, he said, I meant Maryam, the mother of Jesus, and Asiya. So if Muhammad respects Jesus, like now, let us say I respect you, but I want to sleep with your mother. I mean, do you see how much respect?
Yeah, that's blasphemous, dirty. I'm sorry. I'm going to offend Muslims. That's a dirty pig, swine, to say it about the mother of Christ. That's why burning in hell.
So when you say such a statement, this is a lie. Muhammad, obviously, he have a mental illness.
Yeah.
So how, and not only people who was even long before him, he don't tell me that this was a mistake. Allah, he promised him, he married him, Maryam. Ask yourself, what kind of a human being he will say such a statement that even Maryam, Allah will give her, as if Maryam, forgive me God for saying this,
yes,
as if Maryam, she is a slave for Muhammad and she is no one, and Allah will throw her to Muhammad and say, hey Muhammad, take this, Maryam is yours.
Yeah.
How disgusting. Yeah. So when you say to me we respect Jesus, shame on you to lie.
Exactly. In fact, he confirm it further. Besides the fact of this blasphemy, that's why Muhammad deserves hell and he's under the feet of Jesus. And I rejoice at the fact he's burning in hell for such blasphemy. In Jesus' name, the Lord is victorious. But you can also confirm that according to Qurtubi, when Mary conceived Jesus, she was aroused, wasn't she? Right?
Yeah, actually, and if you read my book, 6 on Allah,
yes,
you will see, according to the Muslims, not according to us,
yes,
that Allah, he made Mary horny. And according to them, God, he put a sperm inside her.
Wow.
So when Allah, he arose her, that sperm moved. Wow. And that made Jesus. All right. So this is how much they respect. And by the way, imagine I respect Mary, and I respect, this is the mother of Jesus, and then I say in the Quran, Mary, the one who preserved her, vagina.
Yep, 66:12. Surah.
Is that how you say respect? Imagine you call me, I speak to you, I ask you about your mother vagina. I respect you a lot according to you, right? So
yep,
don't tell me that.
Yeah. But CP, this Muslim just got you. He said the hadith where Muhammad says to Khadija, by the way, maybe you can mention where that hadith is. Give greetings to my wives. He says it's da'if. Da'if.
It doesn't matter where it is da'if. All Islam is da'if. And by the way, as long as he said da'if, let us take it from the end. The second you say da'if, that means Islam cannot be trustworthy. Because when we say, what the purpose of saying this da'if is to say it's not valid. So now you are saying to us and you are confirming that Islam is full of invalid stories. And who is the one who decides what is valid, what is invalid? Someone who came 1400 years after. Those stories was valid for centuries. But now they are not valid. However, as long as you agree that there's tons of stories in Islam, they are invalid. So how you say that Allah preserved his religion?
Yeah.
How you say such a thing? If the Quran alone is not enough for Islam, we cannot find tons of laws in the Quran. All of them, they are in the Hadith. But you just confirm to us that there is a lot of things in the Hadith are invalid. So Islam is invalid too. Otherwise, Allah should not depend on the Hadith. And just to remind you, I will give you a Sahih Hadith to confirm what I said. Muhammad, he says, if any one of you write Hadith from me, which mean my words, he should erase it. And this is Sahih Muslim Hadith number 3004. So, as long Muhammad said, and I will give the link to David, If you like to,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can put it in the screen. I will put it in the chat. Here we go. Anyone who write a hadith said by me, erase it, efface it. Okay.
Thank yes.
So now if we efface the hadith, all the hadith, and we keep only the Quran, how we can follow Islam? It's impossible. There's a video of Zakir Naik he was saying to the fool who says we do not need hadith. He said, so how you do prayer? How much you pay zakat? How he's counting for them that Islam is invalid without the hadith. So Muhammad said you should not follow hadith, not me. And if you write it, erase it. And look how silly and stupid this cult is. He just said to you, don't write it down. You wrote down what he
Yeah,
said.
I was going to ask you.
It's like, you know, the prophet says, don't paint my wall, and I paint the wall and say the prophet says, don't paint in the wall.